No, that we discussed when we discussed Eid prayer, but with the combination of this zakat, we have not reached that point so far. So,
Okay.
very
Okay.
uh, okay. Now, what is nisab and what is sahibe nisab? So, you see that limit which you attain, or the limit when you possess that much money where you are required to give zakat, so that limit where this payment of zakat becomes due, that is known as nisab. And those who attain that much wealth, they are called sahibe nisab. So zakat is to be paid by only these people who got this much possession, who got this much wealth in their custody. And you see, wealth can be in different forms. It can be in form of gold or silver or cash. It can be trading goods. It can be agricultural produce. It can be livestock, and it can be production of mines. Now let's begin with these possessions on which this zakat is given. Uh, Minimum payment of zakat is 2.5%. Yani at the end of one financial year, every sahib nisab is required to give 2.5% of his possession as zakat. Every sahib nisab is required to give 2.5%. 2.5% is the 40th part of his wealth at the end of one financial year. And I hope you remember I told you from which point your financial year will start. Noor Muhammad, do you know that?
Yes, sir.
Like what?
So like if I find something today or some wealth, if I get it today, so on the same day next year, it will be one financial year.
Yes. So now those people who possess gold, how much? 87 grams. 87 gram of gold if you possess, and it remain in your custody, or the value of this silver, gold, or the money you have where you can buy this much gold, and you retain that money, and that money was your saving, or that was with you for one whole year. So at the end of the year, financial year, one lunar year, Islamic calendar, according to Islamic calendar, so you have to calculate the value of this gold, and 2.5% of your money you will give in zakat. And you see, if you have only gold, you have nothing else, then this is the nisab of gold. Yani, if you have only gold in your custody, and that is 87 grams, ये बीच में एक वर्ड लिखा है तोला. This is used in the subcontinent. This was a measuring tool, and if that we consider, that is 7.5 tola, and if we convert that into grams, so it will be 87.48 grams. So if you have this much cash in your custody, that is something different. But if you have only gold in your possession, only gold, you have no cash, but then if you have this much gold, then you will give zakat. If you have anything beside that gold, then you see the rule will be a different rule. Then it will be like, you see, if you possess silver 612 grams or the gold which is 87.48 gram for 1 year, so at the end of the year you will calculate the value of that silver or gold, and that you will give in zakat. And if the combination of both, and silver and gold, that becomes equal to the value of 87 gram of gold, then you will give zakat. Yani if you have the possession of some wealth and the value of that wealth is equal to 87 grams of gold, so you will be required to give zakat. How much? 2.5% of your possession. For example, if you have $100, so at the end of 1 year you will give zakat $2.5. Do you understand my point?
Yes, sir.
Yes.
And if you have cash in bank, and with that cash you can buy 612 grams of silver, so on that cash you will give zakat. And if you have trading goods equal to this amount which is given, can you see this table given in your book? Do you have the book with you, boys?
Yes, sir.
Page number 274 with me. You might have a different page number because of the difference of the edition. You can see on this page, this table is given. And and in case that you are a farmer, you are an agriculturist, you have to pay the zakat. The zakat of the agriculture is known as ushar. That is called what? Ushar. The zakat of agricultural land is called what?
Ushar.
Yes, ushar.
Ushar.
You see, this land can be of two categories. One is irrigated land and the other is arid land. Irrigated land is that where you have to buy the water, you have to uh, pay for the water. You might have the tube wells where you have to pay the bill of this electricity, or where you have to buy some diesel or petrol to manage the tube wells. So if the land is irrigated land, anywhere you have to spend money for water, then in that case you have to give 5% of the production, 5% of the value of the production. And if the land is arid land is rain-fed area, anywhere you cannot irrigate it, where this is naturally fed. So the production of that land, on the production of that land, you will pay the ushar at the rate of 10% of the production. Do you understand this?
Yes, sir.
Yes,
But
sir.
but if the production is equal to 653 kilograms, the harvest is of this value. Whatever the harvest is, if that is equal to this weight, then zakat will be due. And if this is less than that, then zakat will not be due. But again, I tell you, if you have some gold, some silver, some cash, and some crops, then the formula will be different. If you have everything in, if you have, I mean, wealth in these farms, in form of gold or silver or cash or crops, then the zakat will be applied if the value of all these is equal to 612 grams of silver. If you possess all these things, and the possession, the value of that possession is equal to the value of this much silver, then zakat also will be given. But if you have only gold, nothing else, then the rule is different, I told you. Now, irrigated land and non-irrigated land. Now, similarly, there are some people, they have the livestock, and they have the business in ox, cows, buffaloes. So if they have less than 30 in number and they have nothing else, then there is no zakat. But when they have 30 in number, any cows, buffaloes, ox, they had, and their number has reached 30. So after 1 year, that farmer will give one calf 1 year old. One calf 1 year old means the value of one calf. And if the number reached 40, then this farmer will be required to give one calf 2 year old. Yani 2 year old will be slightly, expensive. The value of 2 years old as compared to 1 year old will be more than. So the livestock people, they will give zakat in this way. And if you got the herd of sheep and goats, and the number has reached 40, so at the end of 1 year, you will give one lad 1 year old, or the value of one lad, and the price of one lad, which is 1 year old. So up till 40 to 120, the value, the price of one lad will be given in zakat. Are you following me, beta? Can you understand all that what I said?
Yes, sir.
Good. Only Rafi is saying yes. Where is Abdullah Subhan? Ashar?
Yes, sir.
Abdul Rahman? Noor Muhammad Khan?
Yes, sir.
Rehan Kashif, do you understand? Muhammad Arslan Abbas? Some people, they are not any
Yes,
giving any
sir.
response. And some people,
sir.
they own the mines. So whatever is the production of the mines, 20% of the value of all the production will be given in zakat, because this mine is all totally natural. Only the payment is made for those who manage to, those who are the workers over there. But otherwise, there are no expensive. It is all natural mineral things. So on all these minerals, the zakat will be given at the rate of 20% of all the production. And if you are asked to write about
Sir,
the, ji beta.
sir, like in some places in Pakistan, like miners, they're paid like under wage. So like, could you pay the same amount of zakat to them? Could you pay the zakat to them?
Please, can you repeat?
Like in some part in Pakistan, like some mines, like the workers are really underpaid, so they don't get paid enough. So can you give the zakat to them?
Okay, I tell you, just a minute, my friend. So this table is known as rate of zakat. If you are asked to write about the rate of zakat, so this table you will produce. If you are asked to write about the schedule of the payment, you will produce this table. It might be in any form, but these details you will write if you are asked to write about the nisab. Okay, what is the nisab for gold? What is the nisab for silver, trading goods, agriculture, cows, buffaloes, mines? Huh? So this is known as nisab, table of nisab, schedule of payment, rate of payment. And if you are asked to write about the nisab or the schedule of the payment or the rate of payment, So these details you have to produce. Would you be able to understand and answer back?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Okay, now you see, as Sayyid Bashar has asked the question. Bashar, first of all, if you have some workers, you cannot give zakat to them. And zakat as a salary cannot be given. Salary you should give the salary, and but if you see your workers are poor.
But like if my workers are getting paid 1500
Okay.
in a day, so
Listen,
like what
listen.
about that?
What I'm going to tell you, if you have some workers and you have fixed their salary, and you know, and they know that their salary is not that where they can meet their needs, so it means they are needy. Either you give them more pay, but the pay you increase, that will not be counted as zakat. Yes, uh, after giving the salaries, you want to support them through zakat, you can give them zakat because they are needy. They fall in that category where they can get the zakat. But you will not count that payment as a salary. Do you understand? Anji? And you know, ji beta, Abdurrahman. Do you ask me something, Abdurrahman? Abdurrahman.
Nothing, sir.
Hmm. Sayyid Bashar, is it clear for you?
Yes, sir.
Okay, now you see there are some people who can get zakat, and there are something on these things zakat is not due. We are required to know on what things zakat is not due, and who can get zakat, and who cannot get zakat. So these are the three things we are left with. You see, uh, if the people, they are genuinely under the debt, yani they have taken a loan. There are some people, they have taken loan and they were not able to pay back the loans which is due from them, so they will not give zakat. They are not supposed to give zakat because they are already under debt. They have to pay the loans back. So those who have to pay the loan back, it is genuine, I mean. But if there are some people and this is their job to get the loan and not to pay back and keep themselves in that category, and this way they are playing a trick. It is not about those people. But if generally some people, they have taken a loan, they can get zakat. Yani those who can get zakat, how they can give zakat? Yani zakat is not due from them. Similarly, the house in which you are living, the house in which you are living yourself, there is no zakat on that. But if you have two houses, one in which you are living, the other you have rented out. So the house which you have rented out, that is kind of your saving. So you have to pay zakat at the end of 1 year on that house. Similarly, if you have a car and one is sufficient for you, that is in your use, you need that. So there is no zakat on that car. But if you have two or three or four more than your requirement, so whatever is more than your requirement on that property, you will give zakat. Clear?
Yes, sir.
And similarly, if you have in your house some weapons for your defense, and you kept something in your house, you have purchased that gun or whatever, so you are not required to give zakat on the value of that weapon. But if you have more than your requirement, whatever is more than your requirement on that, whatever is that, on the value of that, whatever is more than your requirement, zakat will be given. Clear?
Yes, sir.
Noor Muhammad?
Yes, sir.
हाँ Muhammad Abdur Rahman, Ashar Nadeem. Bashar
Yes, sir, clear.
is clear.
Yes, sir.
Now
Clear.
you see, there are some people whom zakat cannot be given. Number one, zakat cannot be given to a non-Muslim. Number one, zakat is only for Muslims. But from amongst the Muslims, there are some whom zakat cannot be given. Do you know that? Who are these?
Sir, the Sahib Nisab.
Number one, of course, the Sahib Nisab. Those who are already rich, they do not need, they not deserve. Okay, now listen me, mera beta. The parents, they cannot give zakat to their children. The children, they cannot give zakat to their parents. Yani zakat cannot be given to the parent or the grandparents. Zakat cannot be given to the children or to the grandchildren. Understand?
Yes, sir.
Zakat cannot be given to wife. But
Sir?
listen, mera beta. Some scholars, they say wife cannot give zakat to husband and husband cannot give zakat to wife. But some, they say yes, husband cannot give zakat to wife because wife is his liability, his responsibility. And if the wife is rich, she belongs to a rich family, and the husband is slightly not rich, then wife can give because he is not her responsibility. She is her responsibility. So husband is required to fulfill her responsibilities, but not he cannot give zakat to her. But some scholars, they say she can give zakat to him if needed, because if she belongs to her parents are rich and they have given her so much possession in the share in the inheritance, and she had to give the zakat because she is an independent uh, person. In that capacity, when she gives zakat, so she can give zakat to husband. But mostly it is said that children, grandchildren, parent, grandparent, husband, wife, uh, they cannot. Yes, brothers and sisters, they can give to one another. Ji Abdurrahman.
Sir, I had only this question that can brothers and sisters give to each other?
Okay, brothers and sisters, they can give to each other. Cousins, they can give to each other.
Brothers and brothers?
Yes, brothers and sisters, they can give among themselves.
Siblings.
And if there are only two brothers, one is very rich, the other one is not. So this brother can support his brother from zakat. But of course, Abdur Rahman, in such cases, we do not mention that I'm going to give you zakat. Okay?
Yes, we
Because
just give him.
just give him. But on the same time, we should not let this happen that our brother is so poor that he is surviving on zakat. Because if you are so strong, so you should help your brother in another way, so your brother may help the others, and he should not need the help. But if it is unavoidable due to some reasons, so brothers can support brothers to the zakat. Sisters
Sir,
can
so
give.
can we give zakat to our friends?
But if your friend, no, I tell you something, Abdurrahman sir. We will see there are 8 kind of people, and if your friend is from any that kind of people, you can give zakat. So you will read for us. You see, in Surah Tawbah there is one ayat, and
Yes, sir.
in that one ayat, Allah has mentioned 8 categories of the people, those who can get zakat. इन्नमा सदक़ात लिलफ़ुक़राए वल मसाकीन, क्या है आप सबको सुनाओ ना जरा.
Yes, sir. إنما الصدقات للفقراء والمساكين والعالمين عليها والمؤلفة قلوبهم وفي الرقاب والغارمين وفي سبيل الله وابن السبيل فريضة من الله.
इसमें आपने एक लफ्ज मेरा ख्याल है गलत पढ़ा, दोबारा पढ़ें जरा. नहीं, देखकर नहीं पढ़े, दोबारा नहीं पढ़े.
सर देख के नहीं पढ़ रहा, मैं बुक खोल रहा था.
जी पढ़े जरा इस आयत को दोबारा से, जल्दी करें, टाइम थोड़ा.
क्या थी?
इन्नमा सदक़ात,
إنما الصدقات للفقراء والمساكين والعالمين عليها
आलमीना
والمؤلفة
नहीं है,
قلوبهم.
आलमीना हाफिज़ साहब, आलमीना नहीं है.
إنما الصدقات للفقراء والمساكين
वल आमिलीना,
والعاملين عليها والمؤلفة قلوبهم.
आपने कह दिया था आलमीना.
Yes. وفي الرقاب والغارمين.
हाँ मेरा बेटा. This is ayat, and in this ayat Allah himself has said that zakat can be given to these people, and there are 8 kind of people mentioned in this, and if your friend falls into any of these 8 people, so you can give zakat to your own friend, no problem. Abdurrahman,
Yes, sir.
do you have the book with you?
Yes, sir.
But we don't have sufficient time now. So in the next lesson, we'll discuss about the distribution of zakat. Okay, where we can give zakat, who can get zakat. Thank you very much.
Okay,
And see you again.
Thank you, sir. Allah Hafiz.
Yes, sir.
Allah Hafiz.